Welcome to Brobench videos. In this video, we're going to take a look at Data Cloud Objects module. So Brobench has this Objects module where it shows the standard platform objects from Salesforce. Okay, so you can click on an account, for example, and then see all the details, and you can export these details. You can quickly view the data of that particular object. You can see parent and the child fields of that object, so on and so forth. Similar to that, if you have a data cloud enable in your Arc, you would have a data cloud objects, and those objects typically not available as the platform objects, and they have a different semantics and different conventions and all that. So that doesn't fit into the platform object data model, the metadata structure. So they have their deals with, they have separate APIs and all that. So Brobench added support to explore those objects so that you can easily explore, see the details of the object and all that. It doesn't let you change any of the object at this time, so you would have to go to SFDC UI to be able to manipulate the changes, but you can easily access them and view them and export the data, so on and so forth. To access the data cloud objects, you go to the Brobench modules and then access DC objects. DC stands for data cloud objects. So when you click on it, it shows up the list of all the data cloud objects available in the API. So remember, we are using the data cloud, the standard APIs to access this information, and based on the current user login, and then so based on the authentication, we are fetching this data. So if you don't have access to data cloud, or if you don't have a OAuth enabled to access the data cloud, then this particular API would fail. For example, if I try to open an Arc, so where there is no data cloud, then you would get an error. The error would be something like, for example, let's say, so you would get this error, okay? Error getting auth token. So check if your org has a data cloud enabled, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you have a data cloud enabled, you would see the objects. Once you see the objects, you can search for them. You can filter the columns. If you have more than one column, you can filter them easily. You can also filter by various types. For example, let's say data lake objects, data model objects, calculated insight objects, so on and so forth. And we may be adding more types as and when we explore that particular area. You can click on a particular object and to bring up that particular details of that object. So depending on what is available in the object metadata, various tabs are shown. For example, this is the data model. There are no relationship. This looks like it is a standalone object. So you just see the fields that you have, the various types of the fields, so on and so forth. And then also you will see the data tab, which you can click on it, which actually previews some records and shows the data. You can change the list of preview records in this case, and I think it defaults to 100. So you can change whatever that works for you. Okay. You can click on the ERD. So in that case, it shows the ERD for all the data model objects only, because they are the one critical ones, and it shows all the relationship among all the objects. You can search for a particular object. For example, let's say I want to see the relationship between individual and rental, for example. So it shows the relationship between those two. Or if you just want to see the rental, because that's a simple one, you would see like that. Okay. So note that there is not much you can do here in the RD. It's just a quick visualization of your particular model. And you can't rearrange and all that because it uses a library. It renders that pretty in a static way. But you can quickly get a view of how that model looks like. So you can open one of these objects, as I see here. For example, this has a parent object and the child fields, the parent and the child fields. Similarly, it shows the ERD at an individual object level, and then of course you have the data that you want to see. For a parent and the child, you can click on the object that shows which object that has a relationship to. For example, in this case, it connects to individual object from the booking. So the booking, there's multiple bookings per individual. So if you click on individual, it navigates to that object. Similarly, you have a child fields. So you have a rental. So that's a rental booking for each booking, one-to-one. So if you click on it, and then it navigates to the rental object. You can export any of this data model data. You can right click on it. You can copy the data as a CSV and all that. Or you can export all the data into CSV, Excel, Google Sheet, and all that. If you want to copy a quick SQL, you can also right click and say copy other, copy as SQL. So in that case, it will copy as a Data Cloud SQL query that you can run in the Data Cloud query module. So this is about Data Cloud query feature in the Brobench. It is introduced in version 4.6, and this particular feature is available in the professional edition and above. Thank you.